So there's been some legal issues and some big fines for former President Donald Trump. But what about this? He could have a huge financial win. That's right. 45 is poised to make a lot of money when and if Truth Social makes a Wall Street debut. The Securities and Exchange Commission, the SEC, just days ago recently giving the green light to a public offering that has been bandied about for quite a bit. Let's bring in our experts now. Seth Denson, business and market analyst, and also with us, John Tabacco, the host of The Wise Guys right here on Newsmax. Hey guys, welcome in.
Hey Bianca, good to be with you. Always good to be with John.
Yeah, I got the beard, you don't.
This time, that's right. You guys are mixing it up. All right, we know legacy media and the left has been, laughing about all these, judges, E. Jean Carroll talking about how she's going to go on a shopping spree with Rachel Maddow and all this. But no one's really talking about this. Maybe they should be. Truth Social maybe going to the SPAC here, and he has 58% of this company. Johnny T, this is your world. I know you can crunch the numbers so all the viewers get to hear it. How big of a windfall is this? When could it happen? Tell us what the deal is.
Well, to channel my best Donald Trump, this is going to be huge. That's the first thing. But I would say this is in my wheelhouse. For those of you watching at home and saying, what the heck is a SPAC? Keep this in mind. It's called a Special Purpose Acquisition Company. And it's basically a company with a blank check to go find something to do. Regularly, I would tell people, stay far away from these things. These SPACs were the scourge of Wall Street for a few years. But Gary Gensler has literally weaponized the Securities and Exchange Commission. He's taken a man who's probably the most investigated man in the world and tried to stop him from using a SPAC when, Seth probably knows and can agree. For the last few years, there have been a ton of junk companies that the SEC let become SPACs and investors got hosed. This one is a winner, in my view. I don't give financial advice, but I think Donald Trump is onto it, and I think you had it right, about $3.5 to $4 billion.
So there you have it. I know he's going to put up a bond. He has 30 days here. He's probably going to be fine doing that. Seth, this is just one of the things he can contend with here. But financially, Donald Trump is still on strong footing.
Oh, certainly he is. And we continue to see through certain court documents how well he's doing financially. But the reality is, as it relates to this potential public offering for Truth Social, again, I'm just take any self-thought of the president and Truth Social as an organization. Let's look at the sheer financials, which right now we don't know because it's a private company. But it took Twitter 6 years to go public, Facebook 8 years. If we look at just where the market is right now, in 2021, there are over 1,000 IPOs that raised over $300 billion. The last 2 years, dismal. 2022 saw $7 billion raised, and in 2023, about $26 billion. So the IPO market is not good. This whole idea of doing kind of what we call a reverse IPO offering may make sense, but we just won't know until we start to see those numbers come out as to whether or not it's on a good financial footing.
Well, we will see. But obviously the SEC has cleared it. And it is interesting, John, as you mentioned, Gary Gensler, who had a lot of ties to SBF as well. So a lot of questions about his ethics there have come into play in the past few years. We'll watch that. Real quickly, in our final seconds here, Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell, will he cut rates? A new poll says the Fed could cut fund rates. And it states that 86 out of 104 economists agree. What do you think? Where are we heading economically here with Biden inflation and the Federal Reserve, John?
Yeah, I think it's a death knell to cut rates. I think they're going to do it for political gain for the administration. But if you remember, we talked about it 2 months ago. The regional banks are under serious pressure. And if they continue to cut rates, if inflation continues to go up, in my view, they're going to have to raise rates, and that could blow up some banks. So they're in a tricky pickle here.
Seth, a final word to you in our remaining 20 seconds.
Yeah, the Fed can encourage inflation to come down. It can also encourage pigs to fly, but neither are going to happen if we keep seeing this spending out of D.C.
Well, we'll also watch the Middle East as well. As we know, the Houthis in the Red Sea impacting a lot of global trade there as well. So something the administration can't look to the Fed to deal with.